Was it different? I'm confused. Under the intro, or
Yeah, I got it. Hello,
all right.
everybody. We are the Jinxed Drunks. We're just two of them today. Because there's a lot of people dead.
Well, three to be
Anyways,
exact.
anyways, we are streaming this off day stream more to publish to YouTube probably than for live viewership, but that is okay.
If you want to watch, we're not going to complain.
That's true.
Right. So, last time on the Jinxed Drunks, they fought the Witch of Berez, otherwise known as Baba Lysaga, and
And her house.
her magical moving house.
Which didn't
And
have chicken legs, but instead tree trunk legs. Slightly disappointing, but not at all surprising.
I will take that as an insult,
Okay,
but
I mean, it's not an insult to you, it's part of the module. So,
uh, but yeah, they managed to defeat them, and then while Rain was throwing rocks and walking up to Baba, she murdered Euryx with magic missile. And while Euryx and Rain were fighting her, Ivar and Moore, who were on the ground bleeding out, bled out and died.
if I remember correctly, during the game we noticed that, or at least we thought, those of us who are still alive thought that Moore had rolled a natural one on his death saving throw, which he has advantage on, being a reborn. Was that what happened?
Listen, I don't want to spoil much,
I mean, it
but
was it was
maybe.
mentioned during the stream. I actually went and
Yeah.
rewatched the VOD more to update that what is it? The message, the quote that we ended up adding, where Ivar was a dick to Davian Martikov. Sorry, I'm
Which
just
time?
the one where he was like, "Oh, this is a lovely first course."
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize that was last session. Shit.
Yeah, that was last session.
Man. Well, yeah. Also, we can actually go to Roll20.
We
There are some
can.
small bits you can do in Roll20, so you can go there.
All right, I will.
Ignore this. Where you guys were? Right here. All right. But we leave off with Rain chopping up uh Baba's body in a fit of anger and severe depression.
Yeah. Yeah. After which she drops the sword on the ground and collapses over it unconscious.
Okay. You may not take a short rest or a long rest,
That seems fair.
but you do wake up, from what you can tell, a couple hours later, to the sound of crows. A very chilling wind as a light snow falls around you.
I'd like to stand up, shake whatever snow is on me, off, and go find Yerix's body.
Okay. You head down here to where you saw him disappear behind the house, and you see his lifeless body laying in kind of half buried in snow.
I'm gonna reach down and pick him up and start over towards where Ivar and Moore fell.
All right. You pick up his body. Do you have access to your character?
I do.
Okay, just making sure. And walk over to where Ivar and Moore were laying down dead, both of them facing the direction of the collapsed house.
Is the house. I know it's dead, but is it still, like, intact?
Uh, somewhat.
Alright. I'm gonna set Urix down for a moment, and I'm going to try to go into the house. Are there any beds? Or otherwise?
Before you enter that house, actually, hold on. Before you enter the house, you see movement. Um, like shuffling about.
I'm gonna walk back to where I fell to my knees and then unconscious. Go find start digging around in the snow and find the sword. Pull it out and then come back.
You grab the sword and start walking towards the house, and kind of like crawling out from underneath where the broken doorway should be is this naked lady. This naked lady, her skin seems to be bark. Um, like a kind of just dark wood bark. Her legs are the same, but green and like different shades of green with moss. And through her body are these like iron bars that seem to have been connected to something. Some of them are, some of them have pieces of wood that are kind of broken, still clinging to behind her, and almost like maple. I don't know if like drips down from the wounds as she just stares at you.
Get out of my way.
She looks away, takes two steps in this oh, it's not even stupid. In this direction before just sinking into the swamp.
Yep, I'm walking past where she was into the house.
And you walk into the house. But for this, I actually have a little map.
Very nice.
I can just pull you guys from my little token thing here. I'm assuming you're dragging everybody in?
Yes, I am
Okay.
setting Urix down in the bed, the main bed,
Mhm.
and then setting Ivar and Moore next to it, since there's not multiple beds.
All
They're
right.
just sitting upright, and then looking down at this cradle. I think that is in the middle.
It is.
Is this where the dryad was being kept?
In the cradle.
Yeah, you said there were iron bars sticking out of her, which would make sense for her being restrained somehow in this building.
So looking at this cradle, it doesn't seem like there would it wouldn't be the same size as her, and there would be no place for the iron bars to go.
All right.
Like there's no broken up pieces of wood.
Okay.
However, you do see some knitted clothes, a like chew toy almost, and a what is it? A turned over cross that's kind of pointy on the like top end where the feet usually are. But obviously, there's no person on it.
All right. Does it look like it's a wooden stake?
Kind of like a little mini stake.
All right.
The clothes also have something knitted into them, like words, if you would like to read them.
Are they written in common or orcish?
Common.
Then yes, I would like to read them.
My little king.
All right. I am unsure what that means, so I'm just going to keep searching through the house at this point.
Alright, roll me an investigation check.
All right. I'm going to. Where is. All right. My audio is being weird, so hopefully it will not show up on the stream, but it might anyway. That is a 17.
A 17. Alright, you do find a lot. So, looking through the house, what you find is right here specifically. So, I'm just going to kind of go in a clockwise circle.
Sure.
Is a desk containing different notes, scrolls, even a spell book. However, all of this is written in Barovian, which you can't really read, except for one of them, which is a ripped up scroll of Revivify.
I'm very angry. All right.
All right, moving on into here. This. While it is kind of the hut itself is like picture like a straight bucks and then slant it to
Yep.
the like left or something. It's kind of like that. However, the ceiling above this seems to have wood that's just ripped out that doesn't have any like debris,
All right.
as well as some iron bars kind of like
Okay.
shoved into the ceiling.
That's where the dryad was being kept.
And then in the at the bottom end of the tub, there seems to be like a funnel, and it leads to that bucket.
All right. I'm gonna kick the bucket over.
You kick the bucket over here in the chest. You open it up, and you find 1,000 gold and two gemstones, which together are about like 300 gold pieces each.
Are either of them diamonds?
They are not diamonds, no.
Okay. Do I find the red gem that we were supposedly looking for?
You do not.
I'm gonna go back to the desk where there are all of those notes and the spell book in Barovian. I'm going to pull them out. I'm going to go back over to where Urix is laying, I'm going to open up his bag and tuck all of those books and scrolls into the bag. Going to then set the bag at his feet. I'm going to uh, put Ivar in a seated position, leaning against the bed. I'm going to take uh, the two gemstones and set them in each of his hands and fold them over his chest. And then more, I'm going to leave sitting back against what looks like that cabinet to the north. And I'm going to set a pouch with all 1,000 gold pieces sitting on his lap.
Okay.
After
Mhm.
which, I'm going to step out of the house and start carving into the wood everywhere I can think of that the heart of this thing might have been.
Hold on, because I'm not done with the rest of the house.
Sure.
So quickly searching what the cupboards are, like yeah, you know, things that open up.
Sure.
That. Uh, you do see a pouch containing some rocks, which are +1 sling bullets, and a vial containing oil of sharpness.
I will take the vial and just attach it to my belt.
That is the only thing that is worth it here. But you head out and you start carving into this tree, cutting into each wooden leg, um, anywhere that seems to be thin enough to cut into. And when you start carving on the underside of the house, is when you find a small compartment that you kind of rip the wood from and see a red glowing gem connected by a bunch of roots.
I'm going to spend some time and cut it out.
Right? You cut the roots and the gem falls out.
At this point, Rain would probably head back up, and I'm going to leave a number of things here. Uh, First is the greatsword that I am carrying that is not the Sunblade.
Hmm.
I'm going to just leave it up against one of the walls. I'm going to leave the extra set of clothing I have folded up and set on top of the chest. I'm going to leave my tinderbox, and I'm going to leave a magnifying glass, but I'm going to leave the magnifying glass in Urix's belongings. Uh, At that point, I am down to only carrying my own rations, my sword, the oil of sharpness, my armor, and a bedroll and a water skin.
All right. So remind me, you gave what you gave each person. Because I have right now, Urix has the magnifying glass and his belongings. Moore has the 1,000 gold pouch on him. Urix has the spell books and notes. Ivar has the gems.
Yep. Um, Other
Great
than
sword
that,
left there.
there's a greatsword and a folded up set of common clothes that are just up against the chest, as well as a pouch with 219 gold pieces that I'm going to leave uh, next to Ivar's pouch.
Okay, gotcha. All right, you leave that stuff there.
I'm going to then take the red gem, put it in the
Hmm.
one pouch that I have left on my belt, and walk out towards the Wizard of Wines to tell Davian to choke on it.
But he was the only person that's been nice to you, man.
All of my
All right.
friends are dead.
Well, as you leave, you hear some squelching noises and look over to that old woman that you saw before by the stones. She picks up the skull of the dragon that the witch was flying around on.
I thought you ran off.
For a time. I see that the witch is dead.
Yes, I killed her.
Ooh. And the others?
What others?
The others you were with?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm terribly sorry. I have something that I have to do, and you're in my way. Would you please leave?
I don't think it'd be safe to walk around and like this.
I don't
What a...
care. I am going to go kill Strahd von Zervich, and anything and anyone that gets in my way is just another target.
kind of... She kind of eases into her cane and slowly sinks it down into mud. Hold on. Yeah, fuck you, you little gnat bitch. Alright, got it. Anyways, and slowly sinks down into the mud, eyeing you up, not moving, but she is. Actually, no, she is in your way. Never mind. But make me a wisdom saving throw.
That is a natural one.
Whew. You feel very compelled to listen to her. And right after that, she says, well, my home isn't far from here. I could offer you some wine and rest up before you do.
Fine.
And she turns and slowly walks away.
I'm going to follow her, I suppose.
All right. You follow after her, and she starts leading you away from here and into, or up a new path heading up north, all the way up here.
Oh, that's south.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yes, south, not north. South. So you walk alone up the path, or alone away from these three. Shit,
You moved the map again.
I know. I meant to, like, I don't know, select those three. Anyways. So, what kind of wine is your favorite?
Honestly, I hate wine.
Well, I can make you some, maybe like tea.
That would be fine. Though,
Okay.
again, I'd just rather be on my way.
Not like that. Not like that at all. Oh, you must
Rain's
rest
only
up.
bleeding from
Orifice.
everywhere. There are a lot more orifices than there should be.
uh, After maybe like 20 minutes of walking, uh, in the other direction, you finally arrive at this broken and beaten down house at the very base of what seems to be this giant mountain. Well, this is my home.
It seems quaint, I suppose.
don't see you with anything. Come. She waddles inside. You
I
also
I'm
hear the.
assuming because of the suggestion that I am compelled to continue.
You are, but not forced.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in.
Before you do, you also hear a baa as there's a sheep just staring at you.
Hello, Lucas.
Uh,
If you're a red cap, I'm gonna be really upset with Gallium, and then I'm gonna walk into the building.
Alright. You head inside, and the old lady is over this boiling pot of water, kind of throwing things inside. The house is very run down, ceilings collapsed a bit, floors are torn up. There is a small broken bed in one corner, a broken table in the center of the room, but not much else. She puts down 2 cups, pours in the water, drops some things in, and sits down.
I will sit down with her with the cup that I presume she hands to me.
Yeah.
Why are you helping me? What do you have to gain?
You let a friend of mine go, and I am grateful.
A friend of yours.
Yes? Sip, sip. Lovely tea.
Rain still hasn't touched it. And who might this friend of yours be?
Miss Valerie. Sip, sip, sip.
That name certainly doesn't ring any bells.
Nor should it.
Then what makes you think that I made a conscious choice to let them go?
Never said you did.
Then why are you helping me?
Still haven't. And you're quite stupid.
I mean, when you compare me to Urix, I suppose, but
And who is this Yaritz?
she thinks for a moment and can't remember.
That is okay. You have not touched your tea.
I'm waiting to see if you keel over and die from the poison that you put in it first.
Would you like me to drink yours and prove it isn't poison? I put the same things in,
I
but
watched. I was just going to wait until you finished yours.
well, joking. You can drink it. It's perfectly safe.
Rain will hesitantly sip the tea.
It tastes wonderful. Now you know. You did say you wanted to kill that demon, if I do recall.
That is correct.
And how do you expect to do that?
It's a monster. It dies just like all other monsters. Put enough steel
Woohoo!
into something and it will not it will stop moving.
And that is where you're wrong, girl. Very wrong.
There is not a monster on any of these planes that does not die when you put enough steel into it.
And we are on one unique plane.
I know. I've lived here all my life.
You have.
Well, not in Barovia, but yes.
If not here, then on which plane?
I'm not sure what it's called, but it's near.
Can't be too near. But have you ever been to Barovia, a town near the
A
castle?
village, correct?
Yes.
Where the priest's son had been turned supposedly by Strahd.
Very sad. But yes, that one.
Then yes, I've been there.
Well, then I'm assuming you have seen the march?
The figures in the mist?
No, no, the ghosts.
The ones that marched out of the mist at sundown. Well, what would pass for sundown? The time.
Into the mist, but yes.
I have seen them, yes.
You know, they all thought the same as you. Enough steel into it and it would keel over and die. And now, 100 dead.
They made the mistake of not making sure it was dead.
Not all of them, dear. They all made
Clearly,
what
all of
mistake?
them. If they all made a mistake, then they all forgot something.
And talking to you, I can gather that you don't know much about here. Not as much as you would like to pretend. Definitely not as enough to be able to do anything on your own.
Strahd von Zarevich is a vampire. How complicated could it possibly be? You put
Well,
steel
seeing as
into it
you.
until it disappears, and then you find where it's resting and drive a stake through its heart.
Since you clearly know exactly what to do and have nothing else to lose, I presume, would you take maybe a day of your time to just learn a bit more?
A day is too much.
Well, you say. But you know, that old lord up there traveled up this mountain long ago. At the top is an old structure. One that could help if you ever wanted to go up. And she stands up, walking towards the door.
And this structure will help me kill him somehow?
Why are you asking? I thought a day was too much for you.
It is, but I can stay the night.
I never meant stay here. I meant a day to go up there.
Oh, fuck. Fine.
If you would like, you could stay the night.
I can barely move. Everything hurts.
Well, then why don't you rest, dearie?
And this tea you made is very nice.
Thank you. No, I understand. You've been through a lot. I do. So would you like some food?
Yes, I would. And
Okay. She kind
Rain
of
just
what?
hesitates for a moment after saying end and then just doesn't continue.
Right? She walks over to her little pot and begins mixing some stuff together. And you get a massive headache. Like something is in your head or drilling into your head, trying to rip out your brain. And you see something before it all kind of goes black. And you wake up on a table. Looking around, you have shorter arms, paler skin, very soft hands, like very soft, effeminate hands, way more than yours. And you look down, you realize you're in a male's body. You look to the left, and you see a broken mirror looking into the face of Urix, strapped to a table. And you look back, and you see this woman, this old woman who you have seen before, selling pies in Barovia, Morgantha. She takes a knife and then like stabs it down into Urix's heart and like where his heart is and cuts, pulling apart his ribs before reaching inside and taking out his heart. And you feel all of this. And she like puts it into a bag. Oh, you think I forgot about you, didn't you? No. Got rid of my fucking pies. Well, now I'm going to make more with you. Agatha! Did you find the other one? The girl? You'll find her eventually. Now, go to sleep. And the vision fades. And the woman who handed you the tea is in front of you. Are you okay? You
What the hell did you poison me with?
poison? I didn't do anything. I just offered you tea.
Why the hell are there hags in my mind?
Hags, what do you mean?
Hags. Morgantha? Fuck.
The lady in Barovia?
A hag from Velaki.
I don't know anything about that. But here,
She
have
lives in a windmill.
listen, you all seem crazed. Just
The old
calm
bone
down.
grinder. She,
I don't know what you're talking. It's okay. Listen,
with
just
her two
eat. And she
sisters.
puts a pie in front of you.
I'm
Just
slapping that to the fucking ground. No. What is your name?
Agatha.
What did she say?
Bergatha.
Liar. I'm drawing the sword and putting it to her neck.
Liar.
Because yesterday she said her name was Muriel.
I don't understand.
What did you do to Muriel?
That's me. Hold on. Just gonna
What the fuck's going on?
hold on. Roll an insight check.
Um, okay. 12.
Totally does not seem to be lying.
Alright, she's either lying now or she was lying yesterday. Because her name can't be Bergatha and Muriel.
Which is it?
Neither of them is Hagatha or Morgantha. So I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you just need to rest. I can fix up another pie. Maybe some sleep?
The player in me is going insane. Fucking with me. Alright, I'm going to, like, drop the sword from her neck and sit for a moment and pull out one of my own rations. Fine, but I'm not eating any of your pie. I'm going to start eating one of my own rations, sitting on the ground.
Okay, that's fine. She sits down herself. So, are you going to listen?
It depends. What the hell is your name?
Well, like I said, Muriel.
Okay. And what is the name of the goat outside?
Lucas.
And you named it after whose husband?
Well, my husband. But I didn't name it. It came with a name tag.
Right. Goat came out of nowhere with a name tag. Of course it did. What is this place in the mountains?
It's a temple of sorts.
A temple of sorts, and of. I presume that it's colder up there than it is down here, and it's already snowing.
Very cold, yes.
What time is it?
Uh, Probably like 7, 8 p.m.
And do I need climbing equipment to get up there?
Eh, not
Okay,
that I'm aware. You could take a horse up there.
okay, but like a regular horse or a Skyrim horse?
Well, Dragonborn, I don't know what you think.
I have a stop I have to make before I go to Castle Ravenloft anyway.
And where is that?
Just unfinished business in Vallaki. The
Well, okay.
Vistani owe me a favor.
Ooh, I wouldn't trust those.
I don't care what the fuck you think.
I'm just offering help. Those people can't be trusted.
And I offered them help when they needed it.
And that was a mistake.
That's no
But,
mistake. It was the
okay.
one thing that I did in Vallaki that I don't regret.
So be it. You
No,
sure you don't want a pie?
I'm quite certain. I can't even think about pies right now. They're not meat pies, are they?
No.
Okay, maybe I'll have one.
Right? She goes back and starts fixing up a pie.
I am going to check when she brings it back if it's a meat pie.
Roll me investigation.
9.
Doesn't seem like there's meat in it.
Alright. I will slowly start to eat, but if I have any taste of meat of any kind, I'm throwing it away and killing her.
It tastes like beets, potatoes, leeks, and something else. But it isn't bad.
Something else.
Not meat.
Okay.
All vegetables, not
Okay.
meat. But it doesn't taste bad. It, in fact, tastes very, very good. Well, do you like it?
It's good, yes. I'm sorry, who was the friend you said that I had helped?
Oh, don't worry about that now.
What was her name?
Valerie.
Valerie. I feel like I remembered something, but I can't place anything anymore.
That's okay. You just rest up now, right? You can sleep in my bed. I don't mind. It's one night.
I'll sleep right here as she drops the rolled up bedroll against one of the walls and just leans back against it, sitting on the floor.
Alright.
I'm gonna take, I think it's 1 minute to undo the straps on my half plate and sort of set it in a pile on my lap as Rain falls asleep.
Okay. And right before you do, she kind of looks over you. Sweet dreams. And you pass out.
I pass out with a sword death grip on, or a hand death grip on the hilt of my sword.
And you have absolutely wonderful dreams. Your happiest memories.
What memories? As
Any happy memory that Rain may have.
they're fading away at this point. Everything is fading away. So
Alright.
there, at best, there might be like a snapshot of her playing soldiers with other kids. Before that, just fades to gray, and there are almost no dreams at all, if it's based on memories.
Alright. Then then just very good, whatever the best future could be. Or somewhat past, with your friends alive, just chilling in a tavern in Vallaki.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but that's gone too.
Just fuck, I don't know. I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever Rain would consider good.
At this point, it's probably just gray nothingness, and it's better than anything else that it could possibly be.
Fuck, alright. Then that gray nothingness. Alright. That's where we're gonna end the session.
Okay.
Got a bit more depressing for Rain.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Well, thank you all for coming.
I hope you all enjoyed. We are the Jinxed Drunks. We will continue to be the Jinxed Drunks,
Half of us
even
were the
when
Jinxed Drunk.
even when we're all dead. We will still be the Jinxed Drunks.